There's a whistle house beyond the lighthouse, you can see it.
Yeah.
And from both sides.
I know, I can't find it. She works at building homes there, designing homes.
Good at all.
Yeah. Over here on the right is a typical beach here in Maine. It's called a pocket beach. The Indians wouldn't touch them. They would use them for fertilizer. The early settlers, if you had the gout, you drank Moxie. If you had arthritis, you drank Moxie. If your manhood was popular by 1910, it was outselling Coca-Cola nationwide. But then they messed with the formula. They took out the Coke. Take a swig, swish it around, swallow it, take a second, take a third. Now I have done that. A couple of years ago, wicked. Everything up here is wicked good. A wicked good cup of coffee, a wicked good whoopie pie, a wicked good... You add it on, it becomes California. But a lobster, you lose the art. And a BM. About 100 years ago, the Boston Post, and now the defunct newspaper, the oldest living resident, she did it to. No beer pressure. All on fire again, and they started putting up condos right on the wharf. Now, and why? That's because in 1850 they decided to expand the waterfront. They took old boats, loaded them up with stone, and sank them between the wharfs. Sailors here, we have lots of sailors, of course, you're going to have bordellos. Now over here on the left, you'll see a sign saying $3 Dewey's. Dewey's, right there on the left, was a bordello. And the deal was $1 looky, $2 touchy, $3. Originally a bordello. Yes. It's a nice place. It's kind of family friendly during the day, and at night it becomes something of a local. Who's that monument beside us? Where, oh where can we find lobster? Tell us, Trolley, go.
Right.
On a cool day like today, that would be where I'd be going. In fact, you have more restaurants per capita here in Portland than in any other city in the United States, except... Absolutely right. Now, Portland is a peninsula 3 miles long and 3/4 of a mile wide. It's also made up of 7 islands. And because those islands are part of the city of Portland, Portland provides public transportation in the form of ferries. Now we're going to go into the terminal, take a quick look-see, and when we do, on the left-hand side, you're going to see a mural done by a Robert Weiland. It is one of 100 whaling walls that Weiland has painted throughout the world. Tacoma, Newport, Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, San Diego, Santa Monica, Hollywood, Demar, Dana Point. This one is 950 feet long, making it the second longest one that Weiland has painted. The whales are actually life-size. And Weiland said that he liked this surface because the corrugation made it look like they were underwater. And what I find truly amazing about it is it only took him, anybody have a guess on how long it took him? 2 days, that's a pretty good guess, but a little bit longer. that you folks have enjoyed your tour. In 1850, a man named John Pors, who was a lawyer, a teacher, and a railroad enthusiast, built the Grand Trunk Railroad, which ran from here all the way to... Before the Civil War, Portland was very active on the left now. Over here on the right of the 1910 photograph. So I find it historical with its gazebo and its fort, and if you would, please take a mental snapshot of that for me. You get that? Just on top of their flagpole, they... The company coming up on the right. There was a double foundry, a brass foundry and an iron foundry. And there it is. Oh, we got the sailing school out there today. We're going up into my on here, obviously. Now there's a military thing there. Now we're going into Montjoy Hill. This was the childhood home of a Bull Feeney. Bull was a high school football star, used to lower his head and charge straight forward. That's why they called him Bull. Very good, sir. Absolutely right. John Ford. He directed such movies as The Grapes of Wrath, The Quiet Man, Fort Apache, Stagecoach, won 6 Academy Awards, and this was his childhood home, Montjoy Hill. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which way should I go? I think I'll go with it. It's a peninsula. Maine is made up of lots and lots of peninsulas. You could be like a mile away. This area is very popular with younger people. That's called the Eastern Promenade. It is a spotting tower built in 1807 by a Captain Moody. And when he saw a ship approaching the harbor and he could identify it, he would go out onto his deck and he would raise a signal flag signifying which ship was coming into the harbor. That's whose ship was coming in. Out on the waterfront in a boat building facility started fire. It blows out of control, and by the end of the day, 1,800 buildings are gone, 10,000 people made homeless. Now coming up on the left, my favorite tombstone reads, I told you I was sick. It is 8 Chaim, or Tree of Life. It is the oldest synagogue here in Portland, right down this path here, 8 Chaim, or Tree of Life. What is that? Angela Adams, yes, she's a designer. And if you can read them, you will see that they say, thou shalt not park here. And they belong to this church, the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception. Later, when they did finally complete it, the day of consecration, a great wind came up. You see, I'm a recover. This is hard for me, folks. Oh boy, I'm bad to the bone there. Me, by the way, tell him I'm busy. I'll call him back. It is the tallest building in Maine, 17 stories tall. Wow! It's 17 stories tall, the tallest building in Maine. Coming up here on the right is our City Hall. And on top of our City Hall is a weather vane measuring 7 feet by 7 feet encased in gold. Publishing all down in only 2 years. The locals got together and they formed the Old Port Association, and they strung Christmas lights on top of all the buildings to make it cheerful, and they provided seed money and encouragement to small local businesses. And they were able to successfully bring back the old port. Okay, and there it is on the right. People of Portland did not like it. Lots of wonderful stores on Exchange Street. Yeah, she's going slow. Oh my God, right here. I went in there to buy one just to check it out. The Supreme Sacrifice. I ended up leaving with 2 dozen. We're actually only 1 block away from where we started. So we're the British Naval Sea Captain named Moat. Yes. Of October, so they were red hot. I then fired them directly into the city. And after 10 hours of that, he sent his men in to burn down the rest. Out of 500 buildings, 414 were destroyed. Captain Johnson, the lobsterman, and originally a wooden structure. Anybody? Money? That's a good answer, but no. A body? No, and no more CSI for you. No, they found 2 of Moat's cannonballs. Oh. On the street again. Coming up on our left is Our Lady Victory Monument Square. She's a Civil War monument. And as we go by her, if you I'm not sure. Coming up on our right is the oldest brick house here in Portland, built right after the American Revolution by 8th General Wadsworth. And his grandson, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, grew up in this house, and this is the Longfellow House. It is a museum. They give tours. The tours are excellent. Throughout the state, it is a favorite of Mainers. Rennie's department store over here on the left. I like Rennie's, but there is one store here in Maine that I like. Hussey's Country Stores up near China Lake. This is at the back children's apparel. I kid you not, they even have that on their marquee. Liquor, lingerie, they got vegetable orange, they got the treats, they got the teasers, they got the Wyatt family, they got the 3,000 pieces of original art on permit display there. Fantastic curated staff, and one for the Museum of Art. If you're an art lover, got 3 weeks to it. That's the kind of thing. Yes. Well, we're in the middle right now. Over here on the right is the Children's Museum, where we keep children from all over the state on display here. Can anybody here tell me what our state berry is?
Blueberry.
Blueberry. Good. We're getting close. It's called Chinook, which is glacial till. Coming up here on the right is the Charles Clapp House. It was built in 1836 by Charles Clapp for the Museum of Art. So if you go to the museum, make sure you go to the very back of the museum, because that's how you get into the mansion. Now, wait a minute. Wealthy man made his money early in his life in the canning business. For example, Richardsonian Lopez architecture with your light dark glaze. The big cheese, high monkey monk, grand poobah of architects here in Portland during that period. And we'll talk more about him later. But first, we're going to visit the Henry Wadsworth Longfellow Monument coming up on the left. There we go. Successfully complete the monument. As a reward, they took out a brood of children, and then one evening she's writing letters, and she's using sealing wax, and the candle she's using catches her down and fire. Now, I'm going to try to resuscitate one of Longfellow's poems now, but I'm a little bit undecided. Should I do the children's hour, or should I do the blacksmith? Any preferences? Okay, I'm going to resuscitate the blacksmith. And one of the reasons why I've chosen this poem is because, first of all, I like it. Under the spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. The smith, muscles on his brawny arms are strong as iron bands. His hair is crisp and black and long. His face is like the tan. His brow is wet with honest sweat. He earns whate'er he can and looks the whole world in the face. To hear him swing his heavy sledge with measured beat and slow, like a sexton ringing the village bell when the evening sun is low. And children coming home from school, look in at the open door. They love to see the fiery forge and hear the bellows roar, and catch the burning sparks that fly like chaff on a threshing floor. He goes on Sundays to the church and sits among his boys. He hears the parsons pray and preach. He hears his daughter's voice singing in the village choir and makes his heart rejoice. It sounds to him like her mother's voice singing in paradise. He needs must think of her once more, how in the grave she lies, and with a hole of his eyes. Toiling, rejoicing, sorrowing, onwards with life he goes. Each morning sees the task begun, each evening seems to close. Something attempted, something done, earns a night's repose. Each burning deed and thought. Phew, good feeling, yes. Thank you very much. In the 1800s, there came successive waves of immigrants. They came from Ireland, Scotland, England, France, Germany, Italy. They came to work on the waterfront, work on the railroads, build the city, and they settled up on Montjoy Hill. And still single-family homes, and most of them, we'll see, are also the oldest and largest hospital here in Maine, the Maine Medical Center. The original building was Gothic style. Looks like something closer in, of course, is our international Quebec City. Over here on our right, Toronto, sure. Over on our right, this guy is Thomas Brackett Reed, 3-time Speaker of the House of Congress in the late 1800s, nicknamed Czar Reed. He had blue eyes, he stood 6'3", he weighed nearly 300 pounds. And people say he looks like Churchill. But coming up here on the left is the George West House. It's the largest single-family house here in Portland with 24 rooms. That's my style.
That's beautiful.
That's my style. I can see myself in that house. There we go. All right, there we go. About to dance with him. 10,000 sperm, and he was the fast one. And he built this house over here on the right. It was the first one of its kind. It's called shingle style. It has a gambrel roof going down to walls, irregular shingles, which is making a right-hand turn onto Vaughan Street. And when we do, after we make the turn on the left, is the Gothic cottage. Looks like something out of Hansel and Gretel or Scooby-Doo or the Munsters. That's right over. It goes on and on and on. This cemetery here is the Weston Cemetery where Stephen and Zilpha Longfellow are buried. And his parents, Henry's buried in Cambridge, Masbury, Georgia. Now we're going to be turning to Danforth Street. It was part of Massachusetts until 1820 when and now it's a favorite place for people to come and take a romantic stroll, fly a kite, play some frisbees, have a family reunion, throw up your arms and run down a hill screaming, get married, throw up your arms and run down a hill screaming, and visit the Portland Headlight, the second oldest lighthouse of the United States, coming up here on the left. Okay, it's 12:30, which is perfect. We're going to give you 25 minutes, so get you to 12:55 or 5 minutes before 1 Please come back on time. Please don't be that last person that we're all waiting for. All right? This is a carry and carry out park. That means there are no trash cans out here. But we have a trash can underneath the jump seat here. Feel free to use that.